You know how it feels. You have been doing everything right. You wake up early, you put in the hours at work, you try your best to limit those small indulgences that the personal finance experts tell you to cut. You make the coffee at home, you skip the nice dinner, and yet, at the end of the month, you look at your bank account and feel that quiet, familiar sink in your chest. The math just does not seem to work for you the way it does for other people. It is a slow burn of frustration. You watch colleagues or friends take vacations, upgrade their cars, and effortlessly save, while you are left carefully counting the days until your next paycheck. You wonder if there's a flaw in your discipline or some secret code you never received. But what if the problem is not your willpower? What if the real cause behind your shrinking balance is something completely unexpected and external? We often think of wealth as a direct result of individual choices, like a math equation where income minus expenses equals success. But there is an invisible architecture around us, an environment designed to dictate how money flows. The gap between those who effortlessly accumulate wealth and those who constantly bleed it out is not built on discipline. It is built on the way different economic systems interact with our psychology on a daily basis. The very world you walk through is fundamentally different depending on the baseline of capital you have behind you. Let me show you how this happens. Let us look at a simple, everyday necessity, a reliable pair of work shoes. Imagine you have exactly $50 left for the month, and you need shoes for your job. You buy a pair for $50. Because they're cheaply made, the soles wear out after 6 months, forcing you to spend another $50 to replace them. In 10 years, you have bought 20 pairs of these shoes. You have spent $1,000, and your feet are still wet when it rains. Now consider a different scenario. Another person, who has $300 of disposable income sitting in the bank, buys a high-quality, durable pair of boots for $200. Those boots last the entire decade, maybe requiring a small repair here and there. In 10 years, they have spent roughly $250, and their feet are perfectly dry. This is not just a metaphor. It is the mechanics of poverty in motion. Without upfront capital, you are penalized. You are forced into a cycle of buying lower-quality items repeatedly, subscribing to monthly payment plans instead of buying outright, and taking on debt just to survive the gap between paydays. One small deficit at the start sets off a chain reaction, creating a lifetime of overpaying for a lower quality of life. The system is quite literally charging you a premium simply for not having money in the first place. When you are living within this relentless cycle, something profound happens to your mind. Human behavior is incredibly adaptable, but it is deeply wired for immediate survival. Behavioral economists call this a scarcity mindset. When you do not have a safety net, your brain physically changes the way it processes information. It restricts your bandwidth, focusing exclusively on the immediate threats. How do I pay rent next week? How do I fix the car tomorrow? Because your brain is locked into managing these immediate fires, it actually drops its capacity to plan for the future. You are not bad at long-term planning. Your brain is simply reallocating its energy to keep you afloat right now. It is why someone under immense financial pressure might spend a sudden windfall on a seemingly unnecessary luxury rather than putting it into savings. The mind is starving for a moment of relief. And this is where the truth becomes slightly unsettling. This cognitive load is completely invisible to those who are wealthy. In modern banking, historically built to safeguard wealth, the logic is entirely reversed for the poor. The less money you have, the more you are charged to manage it. Minimum balance fees, overdraft penalties, and higher interest rates quietly siphon away whatever margin you manage to create. If you drop $5 below the minimum balance, you are hit with a $30 fee. The wealthy, however, receive bonuses just for opening an account. They are given points, rewards, and cash back simply for swiping a card backed by abundant capital. Over 20 years, these invisible taxes and hidden rewards compound. It creates two entirely different economic realities existing in the same physical space. You are paying to survive, while they are being paid to exist. If there is only one thing you take away from this, let it be the sudden release of that heavy burden of blame. You are not inherently bad with money. You have been playing a game where the rules change depending on your starting position. Once you see this invisible architecture, everything shifts. You can stop exhausting yourself trying to budget your way out of a systemic trap and start focusing on where you can actually disrupt the cycle. Awareness is your most vital tool. Look for those hidden recurring traps. Focus on acquiring things that will lower your cost of living over time, rather than just right now. Forgive yourself for the times your brain sought immediate comfort. The system wants you blind, assuming your empty pockets are a reflection of your character. But when you finally understand the psychology of spending, you step out of the shadows. You begin to play your own game.